Central Vigilance Commissioner, Sri Suresh N. Patel, sir, Sri P. Daniel, Secretary, CVC, Sri A.K. Kanozia, Additional Secretary, CVC, my colleagues on the dais, Financial Commissioner and Chief Vigilance Officer, all my colleagues present here. The theme for this year's Vigilance Awareness Week, as you already know, is corruption-free India for a developed nation. If you really see the overall scenario of corruption, which is the main theme for the entire work that the Central Vigilance Commission does, and that's the focus of all the entities in our country to ensure that we provide a corruption-free work environment, a corruption-free interface to all our stakeholders. If you see worldwide, corruption has a very significant negative impact on a number of areas, whether it is political development, economic development, or in quality services, or in cost of providing services. In all aspects, it has a significant bearing on our overall prospects for development in the future. Some studies have shown that corruption can impact the GDP growth rates by 1 or even 2%, 2 percentage points. And that's a very significant impact that it can have on our overall economic development. The ESIC, as you already know, is a very important service provider in the sense that this is the largest entity in India which provides a range of social security services to the sections of the population which otherwise cannot access those services. We started way back in 1948, and in that sense, in fact, we are amongst the first few developing countries in the world which started so early in a organized framework for providing these services to the working population in the organized sector. Even today, worldwide, the countries in the developing world, they look towards India as to what we are doing and how we are doing it. All the events that I have been part of, all the work that we are doing, all the discussions that I hear, they all talk about what India is doing in providing social security to its people. So in that sense, the work that we do has a very high level of importance, not only for what India is doing, but also for the entire developing world. And we must become the leading light, we must lead the world in terms of the quality of services that we provide, in terms of the coverage that we provide, in terms of the benefit that we provide, in terms of the healthcare service that we provide. And how can we do that? That is possible only when we focus on ensuring that all of us, we do our work properly within the rules and regulations and without any intent to either defraud the organization or misuse the trust that is reposed in us, or allow any misuse of the funds, allow any kind of malpractices to really creep in whatever we do. And this has to be done not only at the level of headquarters, which we all are very vigilant and we ensure that we do all things properly, but also in our entire network of regional offices, sub-regional offices, branch offices, our dispensaries, our hospitals, our medical colleges. This entire interface that we have with the stakeholders, including our own employees, and of course to the largest set of stakeholders who are our working population, who contribute to our ESIC for providing services. They all have to be really on the really cutting edge and clean interface. And by that I mean that we must all strive to ensure that we provide not only a totally corruption free environment to everyone, but also we provide the best quality of services. I would just like to mention a few major steps that we have taken in the interest of time. As you know, today we live in the world of digital, we live in the world of IT, and IT is one domain which we can exploit very effectively for improving our services. And by use of IT meaningfully and effectively for all the work that we do, whether it is making our own internal work more efficient, we saw the film on e-office, which actually has helped clean up a lot of things within our organization in terms of very quick, almost instantaneous movement of files, reducing the work of paper. In fact, paper has now been almost eliminated in almost all that we do. Also in interface with the other organizations, we all are using e-office now, but that is only one step. When we talk about services, we must think of how the interface with our stakeholders, which means the working population who are contributing to ESIC, with the hospitals, with the medical colleges, with the dispensaries, how we can improve that. We have done a lot of work, as also you saw in the film, but this now needs to be modernized. It needs to be really brought to the latest technologies in terms of using the latest emerging concepts like data analytics or completely online interface through very simple mobile apps, or making sure that all the payments, all the contributions are fully made online. So there are a number of areas where we can really improve services. Even in healthcare, now with the advent of 5G technologies, there is a lot that can be done. So there is a huge range of opportunity available before us, which we all must understand and we must implement so that we can make these services better, we can make our own work more efficient, we can make it less resource intensive, we can make it better in terms of the time that we spent on doing a particular thing. So in all these areas, if we really think of how we can use the latest technologies, I am sure that that will go a long way in making our organization efficient, improving our services, and most importantly, in achieving the larger vision of vigilance. That is to ensure that we provide a corruption-free interface, corruption-free environment to everyone. So I would like to really appreciate the efforts made by ESIC during this entire Vigilance Awareness Week, and also for the year-round efforts that we all are making. All are striving continuously to ensure that we improve our functioning and we provide a totally corruption-free, malpractice-free environment to everyone in our ecosystem. Let me again appreciate the efforts of all the prize winners who are present here, who have got awards in this competition. That also goes a long way in helping raise awareness about the vigilance aspects, and also to ensure that we imbibe the vision of vigilance not only during this week, but it has to be a continuous efforts throughout the year. And that's the message that probably we all should internalize in our mind and in our own work. So thank you so much for this event that we have all organized, and I would really wish all the very best to all our employees, all our stakeholders for a very bright future and for a very bright and corruption-free environment that we all are striving to create. Thank you so much.